Hi, I'm Aaron Stash with the Electric Home Show. We're here in the Sauganash neighborhood of Chicago. We're going to check out an all-electric home retrofit. I'm Aaron Stash. Welcome to the Electric Home Show. Hi, I'm Aaron Stash with the Electric Home Show. We are inside with Craig Matteson from ARC Insulation. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And so, Craig, we were talking a little bit earlier. Your part of the project is the only thing we can't see.
Yeah, that's correct. We're the one part of a construction cycle that you pay for. You don't see it, but you feel it every month because it pays you back.
We definitely feel it. It is super comfortable in here. And we were also talking about the noise level. So with Wayne, we were talking about, the birds chirping and the lawnmowers and the planes flying overhead. But tell us about what insulation does for the noise level of your home.
Okay, well, in this house, we use cellulose insulation, which is a shredded newspaper and borax, as opposed to fiberglass, which is very porous. So what the benefit you get is, yes, we control the heat loss and heat gain, but because of its density and its product, we also eliminate sound transmission issues with planes and things like that. When we get involved, we'll come in and we'll do what we do, an energy assessment. We'll come out to the house, we'll do a visual look at what's in the attic, what's in the basement, what can we see, what we can't see. Sometimes we'll drill a little hole to see if there's anything in the wall. Then we'll use a blower door, which is a fan that depressurizes the house, because we want to find out how much air is leaking through the walls and the ceiling, and that'll tell us all about air infiltration. Then we'll use an infrared camera to visually see what's behind the drywall if we can't get to it. Last thing we'll do is a duct blaster test, which tells us the efficiency of the ductwork that's in the home, so that what we measure there is how much air is being forced to the registers but never gets there. So we're basically looking at what's existing, how much air is leaking into the house, and how much air is leaking out of the ductwork, and how we can improve that, being the least invasive. And the code today, the code that is in current is 2021 International Energy Codes. It has to be 3.0 or less.
Okay, so a newly built house should be 3 or less.
Yes, like for this house, the air changes per hour equaled 8.26.
Okay.
So what we did for this house is we took that ACH from 8.26 to 0.8.
Wow.
Okay.
So a 10 times improvement.
Those numbers we were able to give to the HVAC contractor and say, hey, you need to heat and cool 20,000 cubic feet of air every hour instead of 240,000. Size your equipment accordingly. So he was able to help Jeff bring down the cost of his equipment because he didn't need such a big equipment.
So really, if we're doing this process and building out this plan or this roadmap, we want to start looking at the air sealing and the insulation first.
Absolutely.
Because that's going to change the math for everything else we add. Correct. What solutions then do you do to fill all those gaps up?
Okay, so what we do is we removed all the existing insulation that was in the attic. We went around with virtually handheld foam guns, and we sealed any vertical penetration that was poking from living space to non-living space. Then we were able to caulk the plates and bring down that number from, say, like 8 to 6. Okay.
And that's all air sealing.
That's just all air sealing. We haven't done anything with insulation. Okay. So that's just plugging holes that we can see. The culprit is the holes you can't see. Okay. So we have a system called AeroBarrier, where we actually come into the house and we will pressurize the house with a liquid latex caulk that will find the hole.
Okay.
It'll go into the hole, and when it collides with air on the outside, it starts to solidify. It's what I like to call the fix the flat of houses. Okay. We've all heard of fix the flat for your tire. Pressurize it, it finds the hole, and it glues it shut. Well, glue's not healthy, so we use liquid latex green gold certified caulk. And we do the same thing. We pressurize the house at 50 pascals, which is equivalent to a 25-mile-an-hour wind, and we atomize this liquid latex into the air, and it looks like a fine haze, and then it'll find the holes, and we'll run it for as long as we need. And you can actually watch it on the chart come down, and we sat here in a little over 2 hours. We were able to go from where we started at 4.6 down to that 0.8.
Wow. For all the building performance nerds out there, we're not watching sports, we're watching our blower door test going down.
Right. So the duct test showed we had 351 cubic feet of air not getting to the registers. Okay, so the system has the capacity of 800 cubic feet of air per minute now.
Okay.
We were losing 44%.
So even if you have a super efficient furnace or air conditioner, you're still just blowing it all through the ducts and it's not actually getting to your rooms.
Correct. And I can show you a chart that I have a 92% efficient furnace, but I have 30% duct leakage. I might as well have bought a 70% efficient furnace.
Yeah.
So AeroSeal the ductwork, which is the same version of the AeroBarrier or Fix-A-Flat. This is the Fix-A-Flat of ductwork. And we took the ductwork, which had a 44% leak ratio, down to 5%. So we took a 66 square inch hole down to 8 inches.
Wow.
So,
so this is great. So we've aero-sealed the house, or we've done the AeroBarrier for the house,
right?
Done aero-sealing for the ductwork. What's the next step?
Well, after that, I mean, what we found here is these walls were hollow. So we would drill a hole and then we'd blow cellulose in it.
From the inside? From
the inside, because this is a brick veneer house. So the only invasive part actually that Jeff had to address was, and actually the holes were down lower because we didn't want to put them at eye level, is with patching the hole. But since he was going to repaint the house, it was the best time to do it.
Gotcha.
Okay. In the attic, we went up after we air sealed everything. We blew in 12 inches of cellulose insulation on the top. In the basement, we came in and we foamed all the box sills to stop that air infiltration.
Yeah.
At that point, and then
any homeowner could do this.
Correct.
Right. And I think the big question folks will ask was, well, how expensive is this? What's the payback period? And
that would typically cost a homeowner around $3,000 per system. But Nicor, there are utility rebates out there that are instant for $600 per house to lower that cost. So somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000, you can increase the efficiency of your system and increase the comfort of your home.
Right.
All the while increasing the health of your air because you're not sucking in all the pollutants.
So in addition to energy efficiency and cost savings, it's really about the health and comfort and safety of the house.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Craig. Appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. Anytime.
Hi, I'm Aaron Stash. Thanks for watching the Electric Home Show. If you're a homeowner interested in a healthy, energy-efficient electric home, reach out to us at electrichomecompany.com to schedule your free virtual coffee today. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Aaron Stash with the Electric Home Show. We are here today in Jeff Gavin's house. Jeff, thanks so much for inviting us in. Tell us about your all-electric house.
Well, this was a attempt at wanting to go all electric for a few reasons. We wanted something that was going to be a very efficient home, environmentally friendly, and comfortable. To me, the greenest house is an existing house. So what can you do with that? Why build new or tear down if you don't have to?
Right.
We found this home and it just gelled for us immediately with Wayne's input.
And how did you go about assembling your E-team for electrification? Like we talked to Wayne Beals, the realtor, we talked to...
It all started with Wayne.
Okay.
So he was one of the few green realtors that had the green certification. And that's what drew us to him and his reputation. The neighborhood was partly the driver because Sauganash was just, to us, this little gem of a neighborhood of the urban-suburban, which is hard to find that blend in Chicago. This house just had the right layout. Once we started seeing how tight we could get the house, we got closer and closer to, we could possibly participate in ComEd's house electrification program.
ComEd, which is our local utility, has a program to incentivize homeowners, developers, builders.
And they do, and they have a specific home electrification program.
So take us through the different components that make up your electric house. We're talking about HVAC, hot water heating, cooking, which is right behind us, and laundry.
So the biggest thing was the heat pump. Once we got the house tight enough that it made sense, you don't need as big a unit because you've made your house very efficient. But that brought in the whole thing of what are called ERVs, and that's where you generate fresh air from the outside.
Right.
Very clean air.
But the ERV, the energy recovery ventilator, is bringing in that fresh air and exhausting stale air, correct?
But you need that because you make your house so tight. Now,
If we're talking all electric, we also have to talk about the electrical panel.
really the early work, even before the heat pump, having to boost this to a 200 amp. So
Okay.
the electric, you had contractors
So previously you
overlapping
had
each other.
100 amp service.
100 amp.
Okay. How about hot water? What's going on there?
So we went with a Rheem heat pump water heater, much more efficient than an electric or gas. We went with a heat pump dryer. It's that much more efficient.
Neither of those things, the heat pump water heater or the heat pump dryer, need to be vented, correct?
Right. You're going ventless.
So then maybe right behind us, talk to us about,
So these are the
This
icings
beauty.
on the cake.
yeah,
The electrician had to get this wired. You know, you have to buy special cookware.
Yeah.
People should know that too. Because they're
special in the
using
way that it has to be magnetic.
magnetic. You just have to get used to, if it's 1 to 10, what does that mean as far as heat? You know? And you just have to get used to navigating. So actually, if you grew up with Star Trek, you're like, oh,
Right.
I get this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, folks who are using induction for the first time, I often recommend getting a single induction burner that you can buy on Amazon, or maybe it's your
Right, you
local
can do those sort of
IKEA
portable
actually has one there. But talk to us about the comfort of the home.
What we have said goodbye to now is, years of just growing up with, winter in Chicago. Oh, the back room's the cold room, so I need to put on a sweater.
And it's interesting what you said, that we just become accustomed to, oh, this is the cold room in our house,
Right.
or this is the really hot room, and we just deal with it.
Right.
And in this situation, because of the heat pumps, because of the insulation, it's all the same now. There isn't a cold room or a hot room in the house.
You adapt, so you forget the way it used to be.
Yeah.
But what I was curious about was I like to play my music. So how does it sound outside? And I would set
Okay.
my stereo and I'd shut the doors and you wouldn't hear a thing.
Okay. Okay.
So there's that.
So if you're going to
Two.
start a rock band,
If you want to
this is the best place to do
get
it,
a well-sealed all electric
because
home.
you're not going to
No one's going to
annoy
hear
the
you.
neighbors at all.
Right.
So what's next on this adventure for you? So
We decided to run a line to our garage to make it EV ready. Maybe it's solar panels. Maybe it's going with community solar. Going all electric with a home is a process. And you just have to lay out that map. And you'll need that map to go in the right direction at the right step at the right time.
yeah. All right. Well, fantastic. Thank you,
you.
Jeff. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it too.
All right. Stay tuned for more. I'm Aaron Stash. Thanks for watching the Electric Home Show. Like and subscribe for more. If you're an industry professional interested in joining our network, reach out to us at electrichomecompany.com. Thanks for watching.